So they do particularly well in the BTCC in the 3 years that they ran the Peugeot 406. It was one of the best looking cars. Still to this day, it's a nice, tidy looking design. I think it was a little bit better than the 405, which had a bit, you know, quite old-fashioned sort of 80s looking box edges. This one was nice and smooth around the edges, looked the part. The SO Ultron, dark green and gold. Not, I think the Ultron's that color. So, but that was a beauty. You know, you can see, hopefully, see the pictures here with the video. What a beauty that car was. But yeah, it was just a bit underwhelming in the championship. You know, you had the best good drivers. You know, Tim Harvey, Paul Radicic. Both had won titles already in the BTCC. So we're not talking weak drivers here. So Laurant Aiello actually success in this car in the Hal Roeder Peugeot 406 1997 Super Tourenwagen champion. Tourenwagen was of course the German equivalent of the BTCC, used similar cars, super touring cars, but apparently the car was more suited to fast circuits with a lot of wide medium corners. But yeah, the car was a real beauty. It actually raced on for a few years after that. It made some appearances.
So to conclude on the Peugeot, I'll just read out a quick history of the 97 car. It had quite an interesting journey actually, from after the touring cars which it was first built for. So let's just read what it says on the Super Touring Register. Racing in the 1997 British Touring Car Championship by Tim Harvey. At the end of the BTCC season, the car was shipped to Australia and raced in the Bathurst 1000 by Harvey and Paul Radicic. Harvey's teammate was actually Patrick Watts in 97. In 98, Watts dropped out and was replaced by Radicic. Radicic actually has quite a strong pedigree in Australian V8s. From memory, I think he has won the championship maybe at least once, or at least come close. So let's read on. In 99, the car was purchased by Tony Newman and raced in the latter half of the Australian Super Touring Championship. Newman had started the season using the sister car before debuting this one at the Oran Park meeting. Oran Park, an Australian track. In 2000, the car again ran in the Australian Super Touring Championship with Newman, Dwayne Bewley and Mark Zonneveld taking turns behind the wheel. The car would be seen again briefly in 2002 when it was driven in the opening rounds of the Australian Super Touring Series by Rick Shaw, eventually being sold to Bryce Peter Budge and raced in the 2005 and 2006 Touring Car Challenge before being moved to New Zealand. So this car is on a little Antipodean tour. In November 2009, the car was purchased by Michael de Kirchhoff and shipped to Belgium, where it was used in the Belgium, French and Luxembourg hill climbs. Yeah, these cars often in the British, I remember Matt Neal used to race a red Nissan Primera, which was basically Anthony Reid's factory car from the year before. So like the Aussies buying the car and using it in the Australian one championship, which wasn't as just generally in every area it wasn't the same. The BTCC was the best at that time. Had a lot of frustrated F1 drivers in and Tim Harvey had actually won the BTCC by the time he came to Peugeot, but struggled here, as I have already mentioned. So it says the last entry here is in November 2015. The car was purchased by Richard Burrows and returned to the UK. So it's obviously still out there, probably still running. I don't know if it's this model, but I've seen Patrick Watts racing either this or the 98 Peugeot recently in classic touring car races. Definitely a case of a nice car, nice looking, nice sounding engine, and just couldn't really match the front runners. I mean, one of the front runners, Menu in '97, won the championship by a country mile, and he was racing a car that was prepared by the Williams F1 team when they weren't busy doing F1. So as you can imagine, that was probably not much like a road car. Anyway, that's that for now, and all the best, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Cheers.